Hello all, this is Alex Swan. I am a STEM teacher at McClure Middle School in the Cobb County School District. So this is my capstone video. The title of my capstone project is Get in the Game Using Gamification to Increase Student Interest in Technology and Engineering. So as I mentioned just a moment ago, I am a STEM teacher. I'm a fan of gamification and have been familiar with Minecraft education for years. However, I really was hesitant to use it for for stigma reasons, really. I felt a lot of people didn't see the educational value in it. But when I came to Kennesaw State, and especially when I worked on my capstone project, professor was Dr. Lee, and she was very encouraging of it. And so that gave me a lot of confidence to go for it. And we talked about research based on Minecraft education. And so, again, that gave me a lot of confidence. So if you look on the screen here, there is a STEAM skill and literacy gap in America. So really that's the focus for my capstone project is the STEM skill and literacy gap. And according to Jones et al. 2018, STEM jobs are the fastest growing occupational category, and by 2020, 65% of all jobs in the U.S. will require a post-secondary degree with STEM literacy skills. So, my capstone project plan. So my idea is to help counteract my problem statement, as you see here, and I read just a moment ago, by incorporating Minecraft and other gamification integration strategies into my sixth grade STEM curriculum in a more purposeful way to increase engagement and interest in my class lessons and in STEM as a subject in general. And so I did want to focus on sixth grade because I just felt that was the best time. You know, it was a good time to catch students when they were transitioning into my class, although some do have STEM classes in the elementary level, but it's kind of hit and miss. And we certainly have avenues or pathways, as we call them here in Cobb County at the high school level for students to be leading into. But if you know much about the data regarding STEM skills, STEM jobs, it is noted that females, for example, and minorities, particularly Black and Hispanic, are not represented as well as they could be or should be in STEM. So, again, for all these reasons, I'm trying to get students to get excited about STEM and technology and engineering and computer science at as early as possible. And so, again, although my capstone aims to address STEM skills, many other gaps can be mitigated by using Minecraft in the classroom. As I mentioned, girls, but also special education students often excel when using Minecraft and do not feel as comfortable learning the same standards in a more traditional or conventional way. But you put them in front of Minecraft and they become, they change, you know, they really take they really become more engaged. So that was the idea behind it. I did have some experience with using Minecraft in the past, but mostly for build challenges. But for my capstone, I developed a plan. I definitely deviated from the plan some, as noted in my report B, but I am very happy with the changes that I made, and the capstone project went great, and I will certainly continue to utilize it. In fact, now that I have a little more experience, I've got 2 semesters using it now. I'm planning on using it in other grade levels as well. In fact, with my 8th graders, now that their big unit has, is behind us, and got a few smaller things that I want to cover, and then I'm going to, the last number of weeks, we will be using that same curriculum with my 8th grade class as well. So that's really good that you can, it has some range to it as well. So the evaluation plan for Minecraft, Minecraft has great assessments developed for each unit. In the computing with Minecraft unit which is the one that I actually focused on. I use these every few days by administering them using forms in Office 365 and sharing them in our CMS. So it's a great way to conduct formative assessments as we went along. There was also a pre and a post survey before and after the unit. There's workbooks included, a lot of great resources for you to use that are included in this unit, and that is why I made the change to go to that. It was really a matter of time to develop the resources, and I do want to continue working in developing my own units, but these were so strong, I decided to make the shift over because I wanted the most impact right off the bat. They're constantly, every day, they're working, learning a little something, and then working on a project to show and demonstrate what they have learned in Minecraft. So all of the above examples are, provide a great deal of data that you can use for evaluation. So at this point, I'm going to give you my description and my experience with using Minecraft education. So if you look on my screen, I'm just going to start at the home page for Minecraft education, because I understand that many of you are not teaching the same thing that I'm teaching, but I'm going to show you how to find lessons. So from here, Teach with Minecraft, click Explore Lessons, and it is broken down by many different subject areas. I am using the computer science, coding with Minecraft unit. So when you click on it, it will show you, give you an overview. There's 10 lessons. These are the 10 lessons. And I'm just going to choose one to show you. Let's go with conditionals. It's an important concept. So each one of these, again, they have an overview of what you're doing. There's a world associated with it if you need a world, if you wanted to host, for example. Your learning objectives are clearly stated there. There are some guiding ideas. There's a video available to you all. And as you can see, there's a lot of resources here available for you to assist you. But most specifically, I'm going to focus on the presentation. They give you a PowerPoint presentation. They give you a guide, an educator guide, a workbook for the students to work on, and an overview video. So originally, I started my Capstone with just other lessons that I had picked in different areas. They were great, someone had spent a lot of time on them. But to me, as I went along and got a little more educated and a little more experience with using these, I realized that the computer science lessons were extremely well done. So I went with those for my Capstone project. And the experience was great. The students responded well. They definitely are engaged. It's a 10-week unit. You could certainly cut it down and trim it down a little less. I think if anything, maybe there is a little bit of burnout after 10 weeks of doing anything, even Minecraft. And of course, there are numerous resources. And so, for example, just one example of some changes that I'll make. So this kind of bleeds into my reflection as well. But they, for example, would provide the student workbook, but then there's also a website that accompanies this unit as well. What I have found is that just having that link to the website and them going there, it's a lot more seamless. I seem to run into less problems by doing that. Having the students go into your CMS, for example, if that's where you're going to host it, that's what I did. Download it, work on it, then upload it, perhaps after they made some edits. That's just a number of steps that can cause problems. You can choose however you want to do it if you choose to do that. There are many ways to achieve the same results. For me, in the future, I'm just going to stick with the website because it was seamless. They didn't have to download anything. The PDFs that are provided by Microsoft or Minecraft are great, but they're not editable. So I did have to go through and make them editable. And then sometimes they have problems saving work to their PDFs. So those are just some suggestions that I have. But the experience was great. It definitely achieved the goal of engagement, job at increasing engagement and interest in science and technology. Also, they're learning very high-level programming and computational thinking, but they're doing it in a way where it's more fun than sitting around and writing algorithms. It's a great way to introduce students to STEM concepts and digital literacy concepts as well, but for the sake of the capstone, I'm really focusing on STEM. So, reflection. It went great. There are many changes that I have made. Even the unit and the way that it's laid out, the order that it's laid out, I've made some changes to that. You can make some changes. Even the resources like the PowerPoint and the Word, you can edit them. There's so many great resources available just right off the bat. And to me as a teacher, I really appreciate that. And I feel that other teachers would as well. There's also a great community. On Twitter, I have followed Microsoft Minecraft Education, and I've found myself in numerous very interesting conversations with other teachers, just making comparisons. How early did you introduce loops? How did you introduce loops? Did you introduce it after 1 week, after 2 weeks? Basic conversations like that are very important. And it's great that there's a very developed resource out there already for implementing lessons like this. So all in all, I'm extremely happy with what I have accomplished with my capstone project. So for copyrights and acknowledgments, I definitely have to acknowledge Microsoft and Minecraft. This is copywritten. However, they're meant to be implemented into the classroom. Flipgrids, I didn't really mention it anywhere else in this video, but that's another great way to assess students is they have Flipgrid links that you can add to very easily into the Minecraft interface and the worlds. And so they can give you feedback, they can record their creations and upload it to Flipgrid. And that's a great way to assess. It's easy. That's a great way to form a community because everyone can see the work. They can see my comments. Other people can comment on them. It certainly helps solve the problem of engagement and interest in my 6th grade STEM class. Thank you. Thanks for listening.